Hi there, I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Juan.
And
we are Down with the Dominguezes.
Oh my gosh.
Hi everyone, I'm Cheyenne Dominguez and I'm here with my other half, Juan Dominguez.
Hello.
Hi
my
guys.
love.
All right, so we want to start out our second episode ever by thanking all of those individuals who are on the front lines fighting coronavirus.
Yeah, the first responders, doctors, nurses aides, administrators, everyone that's out there, doing the hard work to try to win the war against this pandemic.
Yeah, and even I think about even those people who are, working in grocery stores, trying to keep things stocked and supplies moving and packages delivered. So we're thinking about all of you, and we appreciate you, everything you're doing to keep people safe and healthy as best you can, and keep things moving.
A lot of heroes out there.
Yeah.
And maybe on a lighter note, thank all of our listeners, all 120
Yay!
of them. Yeah.
Yay! So at this point, we're about a week into our new podcast, Down with the Dominguezes, and we already reached our 100th listener, which is pretty cool. One day we'll be looking back, hopefully, and
yeah, I only listened 80 times, so there's at least 20 unique.
I probably listened to like 15, so we probably have 5 listeners.
But thank you.
All 5 of you. We really appreciate you. Oh my goodness. So we want to talk today with you about, oh my gosh, just this new reality working from home, homeschooling. It's kind of like homeschooling gone wild in our house, actually. And everything we're trying to do to manage. We've got some things we want to share with you that have been working well for us that we thought might work well for you too. So my husband has been, I think you've been putting in more hours than ever. So there's this idea sometimes that work from home is like more relaxing. But I think in this new reality, work from home has been like you're up at daybreak and on video calls and conference calls and phone calls until after the sun, long after the sun goes down. So you've had long days.
Well, sure. Well, first of all, thankful that I'm working.
Yes, absolutely.
So for sure. And yeah, I think with no commute either way, and just less walking around between meetings and going from this office to that office, you just naturally, your day fills up. And the good news is we're providing in my business an essential service, both to residential homeowners and businesses. So it keeps you going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So I read an article, a tweet went viral. You guys can look for it. I'm sure you can find it on Twitter. But it was a little story about a small professional group having their own Zoom conference call, and someone actually accidentally turned themselves into a potato using the potato filter, which I didn't know existed, and couldn't turn off the potato filter. And so the screenshot of someone who had accidentally potatoized themselves on Zoom went viral. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and I have to hand it to Microsoft Teams, because my work from home space is the basement, an unfinished basement. You can imagine what that looks like on video. There's a 2 by 2 foot part of the basement office that if I get it just right and I scrunch in my seat and I put the computer just so, you don't see the unfinished ceiling and everything else.
You don't see the pipes.
You don't see the pipes. You don't see the boiler. It's and sitting there 8-10 hours a day in that little scrunched up spot, I got to tell you, it's not good ergonomics. However, thank you, Microsoft Teams. They now have fixed backgrounds, and
Right.
I can go from a beach background to I've settled on a conservative office background that looks very nice. Of course, the 40 other people on the call have the same office, but you know what? Background. We don't tell on each other.
Well, that brings me to, so for those of you who do a lot of Zoom conference calls, if you're looking for to create a different virtual background, maybe that other people don't have, there's a great free service that I love called Canva, Canva, and it's free, and you can make your own Zoom background. So if you're looking to get a little bit more creative and have something different in your background that others don't have, maybe give Canva a try. It's free. Yeah.
That's beyond my expertise. What's not beyond my expertise is my improved handiness and handyman skills. I'm 1 for 2 today. I almost fixed the Xbox with your help after 3 weeks, and we ran the Ethernet connection and tried to get the upload going. I mean,
But
it almost worked.
Almost, but it didn't.
I have to think that the
But I know
Xbox
you
is
tried.
broken.
I know you tried very hard. So my husband is good at many things, a lot of things in life. However, he's not allowed, he is forbidden to do handiwork around the
I
house.
fixed the shower today. Fixed the shower.
I don't know that you fixed the shower. You replaced the shower handle, which only had one screw.
A screw and a screwdriver. You know what? That's probably one more thing that I should. But hey, 1 out of 2 fixes. If that was my batting average, I would be in the Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, we haven't averaged in all of your other handy projects.
We're starting today.
Oh, okay.
Starting from this day forward. It was all spring training before then.
Well, that was done today without my authorization. You are still forbidden to do any handyman projects around the house.
We got it, and we haven't seen any leaks yet, but give it 24 hours. We'll see what happens.
No handyman projects. Okay, so can we talk a little bit about homeschooling?
Yeah.
From home. So it's kind of like, it's like this whole new reality. So we have a grade schooler and a teenager. I'm not worried about the teen. You know, he's very tech savvy. The grade schooler is also very tech savvy. However, this week my second grader just had his first Google Meetup video conference with his teacher and his whole class. And it was kind of like homeschooling gone wild. So when they all logged on to the idea, he was so excited. He was going to get to see all of his classmates. And when he logged on, it was just so funny because all the kids were on video. Everyone was talking at the same time. Some had their pets in the video conference with them. One had a rabbit, and the rabbit had its face right up, was like trying to eat the video camera. Everyone was talking at the same time, and the kids were saying, "Oh, Mrs. Smith, I can see you. Oh, Mrs. Smith, I can see you, but I can't hear you. Oh, I can hear her. I can see her and hear her." And it was just like a cacophony of 8-year-olds trying to figure out this new dynamic, but the teacher finally, she got some semblance of control, and they were on their way with their first meetup.
Bless those teachers, because I heard parts of that, and yeah, it's going to be interesting when they go full scale next week.
Oh boy! And our son, he demanded that our puppies, our 2 little Havanese puppies we got, that they make an appearance. So they made an appearance during the virtual class meetup as well.
You couldn't make an appearance.
I was not allowed. He told me I could not be
near.
allowed on camera. I was going to embarrass him. He did not want me anywhere near, so I had to like kind of hold the puppies without showing my face in video cameras.
Forbidden.
Some things never change, I guess. He just embarrassed by his mother.
Never change.
Yep. Oh, and so the teacher went through and asked each of the students, what have they been up to and how have they been keeping themselves busy? And so, mind you, I've been very organized. So I just want my disclaimer before I tell you what his answer was. I've been very organized. We have a scheduled day. We do schoolwork. We do physical activity.
It's worse than the Army.
Reading. We do math. We do writing. We spend time puppy training. But when it got to my son and the teacher said, "What have you been doing to keep yourself busy?" His answer was playing video games and drinking soda.
He boiled it right down to...
Mind you, he's had like 1 soda in 6 months, but that is what he told the teacher. And I thought, okay, great. Now this is I've made quite an impression on
without a doubt.
Great teacher.
She's thinking it's Dominguez gone wild at our house. That's what he's doing. So
video games and soda, and here I thought I had it all down and organized.
You're doing a great job. It's amazing that he's accomplishing as much as he is, but it's good.
Yeah, there are two resources I wanted to mention to all of our friends out there, and one is called Khan Academy, Kahn Academy. And it's a nonprofit online free school where you can get pretty much any K through 12 educational program. So even our teen, he's doing Algebra 2, and there's a whole entire free Algebra 2 program online. So definitely take a look at that if your kids are in need of educational resources. And then we also love Mathnasium.
Yeah, Mathnasium is great.
And they have moved to an online format, and our little one has like a virtual meeting with his math tutor
Yep.
online, and he really likes that. So two great resources that we've been using that we wanted to share with you all.
Good. Well, we'll go to recess here for a second, right? So I'm in charge of recess, as try to fit in at least a half hour or an hour with the boys every day. When it rains, we play chess, and I have to tell you, our 8-year-old chess acumen has been going through the roof, thanks to my wife, who's had both boys in chess club.
Chess club has always been one of those clubs. If the school offers it, it's like mandatory fun. I sign them up. I've always made them attend chess club because it's a great game that all ages can play together.
Great thinking game, and chess runs in our family. And that my dad is a great chess player. He used to play in Con Edison tournaments in New York. That did not translate as well to me. I'm a better checkers player. I play fast and furious, which our 8-year-old is now beginning to exploit, beating me 3 games in a row, and I don't let him win anymore. So the last 2 or 3 games, I've had to really bear down, take my time, which causes him to say, "Hey, Dad, you play too slow." And I am playing extremely slow, calculating every move to not lose to an eight-year-old again.
It's pretty amazing that an 8-year-old can play, on level with his dad in a game like chess. That's why I love chess. It's
absolutely,
fun.
Absolutely. Well, maybe it should rain more, because when I've ventured out to play basketball with these guys, usually it's 2-on-1, the 2 boys against me. And a few weeks ago, or actually 4 weeks ago, when the YMCA was still open, I'm recovering from a little bit of a rib injury. I went for a loose ball. I think my son tripped me, but maybe I just got tripped.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
That's an excuse.
And I was playing with another older gentleman, and he said, "You know what? You're at 100% right now. Maybe you should dial it back to 88%. So
it's your competitive spirit, your competitive nature. My goodness.
Absolutely. So I am trying to dial it to 88%. Forgot that rule the other day. We were playing. It had just finished raining, and I was going for a loose ball, and I did some type of split. The little guy said, "Dad just did a split," and it may not have been a split, but I banged up my knee pretty good.
You came in all bloody.
Thankfully, I had my courtside medic, Cheyenne, to clean me up, put a Band-Aid on, and she patted me on the butt, because she can, and said, "Get back in there, get back in the game." So I made a big announcement as I was coming back into the game. Stephon Curry, 8 stitches at halftime, but making a triumphant return to the courts. And I lost. So no comeback win, but we had a lot of fun.
So I put you in charge of recess, and you end up with blood and bruises, and
it's a miracle we have not been to the hospital here lately.
That's why you're not in charge of more kid stuff.
If I was in charge of the whole day, it would be bedlam, no doubt about it.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's fun, and I love that you're in charge of recess, and I love that you take your little, your quick lunch break, and the kids look forward to having recess time with you. So, and also admittedly gives me a little break to shower and go for a walk.
We're lucky that way. You've got some folks that either are single parents and work at home by themselves with the kids, trying to juggle all
Absolutely.
that, or 2 parents are working. So we're kind of lucky that way.
We are very lucky. And which brings me to, I know many of us have thought through this journey, that we're stuck inside, we're stuck at home. But I saw something on social media that said, how lucky we are, many of us, to be safe at home. And I think I am super lucky to be safe at home, and that I have you and the boys. I feel really lucky and blessed.
No doubt about it, as do I. And we talked a little bit last week about kind of rededicating ourselves to certain things. And one of the things I read this week was a sports article about Michael Jordan from many years ago when he had retired from basketball temporarily and started playing baseball. And the crux of the article was people don't realize how close he was maybe to becoming a major league player. He was in the minor leagues, but a lot of very tenured and sage uh, baseball professionals were saying, hey, he had all the talents with another year or two in the minors to play pro. But the interesting thing about the article was his dedication. He would take batting practice 5 times a day, shag flies, take batting practice until his fingers or his blisters, developed on his fingers. And I just thought, I'd love to bring that type of, or reignite that type of passion in everything I do. I think I'm pretty purposeful and passionate about the things I do, but just bringing kind of that extra spark, especially in this time, whether it's through my work team. I've got 239 people that rely on me and each other to get through this time together, all of their families, all of our customers. So just think it's a great time to kind of reignite that spark if it hasn't been 100% in the past.
And I love that you're doing that, especially with your youth basketball coaching, because Juan is like he is like the sought after youth basketball coach. All the both of the boys were coached by him when they were little, and all the kids love being coached by Juan, and he really finds so much joy in it. So I love that you have a little bit of time now to kind of pursue really, and even taking that to another level.
Absolutely. So I'm taking a sports coaching course that starts this Tuesday, and really the goal is to be the best coach possible next time in front of my team. And really, it's not about winning or losing; it's making it fun for the kids and helping them get a little bit better at each practice. So it's called Changing the Game Project by John O'Sullivan. He has a great podcast and a great book out called Every Moment Matters. If you're a youth coach in any sport, especially if you're coaching your son or daughter, it's a great book to pick up and just kind of put everything in perspective. In some cases, youth sports has gotten to win at kind of almost all costs, and this kind of dials it back, says, hey, it's all about making sure the kids have fun and that they come back for the next season.
But we should mention that this past basketball season, you did coach second graders in an undefeated season. So imagine coaching a bunch of 7 and 8-year-olds and going undefeated. So you certainly have a really special talent, and the kids love it.
Thanks, my love. Well, I had two great assistant coaches, and the kids were really special. And to be honest, we won most of the games by 1 or 2 points, so there was a little bit of luck there. But yeah, it was probably one of the best and most fun coaching experiences I've had since I've started coaching. So it was cool.
I love that you can spend a little more time exploring it now. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I hope you all get to spend a little more time exploring something that you love doing and reigniting a love that you have.
Well, you've got a few things that you've been working on. What in the last couple of weeks? Any home projects or anything else that you've been kicking into high gear?
We'll see. I'm puttering around, and I'm keeping it under the radar from you for a little while.
All right, fair enough. Are you doing anything special other than your walking group to communicate with friends? I know I told you I'm on a chat with my friends, Chris and Jimmy and Fran. We go back to our high school days. And, a lot of times it's just checking in with each other. How you doing? Or we have our push-up contest at the top of every hour virtually.
And I love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then somehow for some of us, it transitions into cocktail hour, at 5 or 6, and family sports nights and poker nights and things of that nature. But it's great to get connected with all sorts of people that we may have not been as connected with.
Absolutely. Previously. So a few nights ago, we did have a Zoom kind of dinner chat with some friends of ours, another family. And so they had their laptop camera set up at the table, and we had just finished dinner. We were chatting with them, and that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, I run a free walking group on Facebook for women to just share, celebrate the activity of taking a daily walk and clearing your mind every day. But also what I do on my daily walks is I do this walk and talk. So I love to plan, almost put it on my calendar like I have a calendar date with a friend, and we just call each other. We talk as we walk, and it might only be 10 or 15 minutes, but it's great to catch up. And get a little fresh air.
And you always post beautiful pictures. I
You
tried to
do.
get, although I'm not allowed officially in the group, I did send you a beautiful picture that I'm hoping it made its way into your
I shared it with all of the ladies. It was beautiful.
bingo.
It
Nice
was
sunrise.
beautiful. A beautiful sunrise along your run the other morning. It was everyone loved it.
Awesome.
It looked like a painting.
I somehow infiltrated the group,
You did,
if only for
indirectly.
a second. That's right.
Indirectly. All right, everyone. It was great chatting with you. You can leave us a voicemail message if you'd like to and tell us what you enjoyed about the podcast today or what you'd like for us to talk about in the future. And we may even share your voice recording here on the podcast for everyone to hear. So leave us a message. Tell us what you think.
Sounds great. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.